I was nervous coming into this. Like I was like, people go onto podcasts when they've made it. That's what I've always associated it with. I was like to Rayhan, like, Rayhan, I'm nowhere near that. Like, what am I going to talk about? I don't have anything to talk about. Like, I don't have the big successes and stuff that people have. So what am I going to do? He was literally like, but that's the point, Rama. You're not right now where you want to be. It's your journey, and you're just sharing your journey, and that's completely fine. And that's what people sometimes need. They need to hear the fact that this girl has big ambitions and goals and dreams. She's not there yet, and that's completely fine, but she's working towards it. I'm so grateful that I was able to go on this because as I was speaking, I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. Like I didn't realize the stuff that I had in me that I was talking about. I was like, wow, this is a
Yeah,
lot.
it was really
So
good. You said a lot of great things. I think our whole thing is this, we've had so much good stuff coming out, and it's like, people, watch it, listen to it. Getting it out there is the hardest part, I tell you. It's like, but we will.
yeah.
We will.
Honestly, like it's so good what you and Rayhan are doing, and I'm so glad because Rayhan first told me about this and how you guys were doing a podcast, and he was like, "Do you want to be on it?" And I was just like, "This is such a great opportunity to, speak and, like hopefully I'll get loads more opportunities like this." But it was like so good for this to be the first one. Yeah, it was such a good experience. So
Oh,
yeah, I
good.
loved it.
Good. What is it you want to do with your life?
Um,
Do you have any
that is
idea?
such a
At
big question.
19, you don't have to have an idea, but
I mean, that's the main thing. Like, for example, like I was gonna like if the question had come up, I would have spoken about it. But I don't know if Rayhan told you, but I was nervous coming into this. Like I was like, people go onto podcasts when they've made it. Like people go
oh,
onto podcasts when they that's what I've always associated it with. That
yeah.
people go onto these podcasts and get interviewed when they've made it in life. And I was like to Rayhan, like, Rayhan, I'm nowhere near that. Like, what am I going to talk about? I don't have anything to talk about. Like, I don't have the big successes and stuff that people have. So what am I going to do? And he said something that really, I was like, okay, wow, like that's great. And he was literally like, but that's the point, Rama. Like you're not right now where you want to be. It's your journey, and you're just sharing your journey, and that's completely fine. And that's what people sometimes need. They need to hear the fact that this girl has big ambitions and goals and dreams, but it's like she's not there yet, and that's completely fine. But she's working towards it.
Hmm.
So a bit of a niche, I would say. Like not many people get interviewed when they're in their middle of their journey. Most people get interviewed when they're at the end. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a really, really good idea that it was done. So
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, um, the journey is oftentimes the best part to know about because the journey is the journey. I mean, if the journey is life, getting to the final destination isn't necessarily the best thing, right? It's like you get there, okay, now what? So the journey is what
exactly.
life is, and you're experiencing that
Exactly.
journey, and you know, I think sharing that is what people need, especially teenagers, because they're struggling.
Mm.
They don't know what's going on. I mean, right? You're just figuring
Yeah.
life out and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
figuring yourself out. So
Exactly. I mean, I could talk about this for days, but like
yeah,
social media can be like such a big, there's so many opportunities on social media, but at the same time, a lot of people they don't take that opportunity and it kind of social media does bad for them than good.
hmm,
And yeah, something that like yeah, it's a strong thing that a lot of teenagers are really struggling with, but it's not talked about enough. And
I
yeah,
agree.
it can be a I know it's affected me. It's impacted me so much. But it's
In
yeah,
what way? Can you tell
it's
me what way? Like,
I would say in terms of like just small things, like for example, like my attention span with like TikTok and Instagram and stuff has definitely had a toll. Sometimes I'm like, I need to check my phone when it's just like I just need to scroll a little bit, and it's like that doom scrolling, and it's procrastination at the end of the day because I'm going on my phone because I don't want to do the thing that I'm putting off doing.
Mm,
And it's impacted me like that, especially like in university and stuff. Like I have assignments due, I have readings due, I have all of these things to do, but it's
mhm,
like you see it all on paper, like, oh my God, this is so much. And then the first instinct is to grab my phone and just have that, you could say comfort in knowing that it's kind of there and you just scroll and you like the things that you like and you see the things that you like. But it's like that procrastination where you don't want to do the things that you want to do. It's like you shift your focus.
mhm.
Um, yeah, it's definitely had a massive impact. Um,
And
and
it's
I
a
think
dopamine hit
from
too, don't you think? It's like
yeah,
because the algorithms feed you what you like, what you want, what and so it's like, oh, well, everything is great. This is all helping me, and it's all dopamine hits because it's constantly focused on what you like.
yeah,
You're not getting
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
negatives generally, um,
yeah.
although it's not all real.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
And that's what people can't differentiate with because people put things on social media. They won't put the bad stuff on social media. Nobody does that. People put the things they want to show other people, the things that people want to see.
mhm,
And so it's usually mostly good stuff that people post, but that's like 1% of their life. Like they don't post the 99% because it's not actually as like amazing or as social media like as it seems or as they portray it as. So people but people don't understand that and there's young children getting into social like for example my sister like she's on TikTok and Instagram and I've told her multiple times like just like shy away from that just a little bit because she's seeing things and she's like, but they have a nice car, but they have a nice this, they have a nice that. When it's like, but that's 1% of their life. Like, that's not what brings them happiness.
mhm,
So, yeah, it's the balance, but it's hard because I feel like with social media, balance doesn't exist. So,
yeah. So since we have you here, what would you,
wait,
so like
yeah,
your sister's 11, correct?
yes.
So you're telling her don't spend so much time there, is that what you would say to teenagers? It's like be mindful of how much time you're spending just scrolling and what it's doing to you?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's easy to say, like, be mindful of what you like scrolling. And it's weird because they know that and they know that this stuff is it's like I don't know how to say it, but it's like it's fake. It's literally fake and they know that, but it's like that addiction at the
Mm,
end of the day that it's like you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out on the things that's going on social media. You don't want to do this or you there's so I think that like actionable steps is what teenagers need these days rather than the advice, which is
okay.
like you need to. I think that like with the steps, it's more like, okay, but I can do that. For example, like on my phone, I can only go on to TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat for 2 hours, and then it just comes up with a locked screen. So I can't actually go into the app without unless I have to put a passcode in.
And you set
And
that up.
I've done yeah, and I've set that up. Yeah. Because I know that if I don't have that thing, then I will just go on it because my mind is kind of like it's just programmed to just press on TikTok and just start scrolling. Whereas when
Mhm,
that barrier is there, it kind of stops that, it
mhm,
stops the, as you can say, process that the mind
mhm,
goes through. That, okay, wait, but why are you going on social media? And I'm forced to ask myself these questions, and I'm like, what am I procrastinating on? Oh, it's the work. Okay, well, leave your phone. Let's do the work first.
mhm.
That's kind of how I've done it.
I love that. Is there any other tips you would give besides that one?
Um,
Maybe not have your phone with you all the time. I know for
I
me,
feel
when
like
I'm
that's
trying to work, like I'm trying to write a book
yeah,
right now. And so it's like if I have my phone next to me and it pings or
yeah,
whatever, it's like, oh, and then there goes my attention and all my creative thoughts just went out the door. So if I don't take my phone and put it in the other room, you know,
yeah. I think the a big thing is just like having and learning how to like do deep focus work. I like every morning I kind of listen to like these days I've been listening to Jim Rohn and a lot of his like YouTube videos and advice videos and stuff and um he and another guy that I follow were big on like having this like time where in this hour you practice how to do this deep focus work. There's no distractions, there's no phone, and if there is distractions, you don't get distracted. And it's something that I'm still mastering. I'm not a pro at it. I still
Yeah, it's difficult.
struggle, but I'm learning about it, and it's something that I think a lot of people should learn about because TikTok has this feature that it kind of you can't stay like you the attention span is so short that you can't stay focused for that long. And so
Hmm.
learning to how to keep focus work and all of that is just so important
Yeah.
still.
And the creators of those social media platforms, they they want you to stay on. So they make it so that it's very, very addictive to not, it's very hard to put down. It's very hard to stop because it just keeps feeding the right things to you to keep you there, you know? And if you're
Yeah,
aware of that, then you can go, oh, they're tricking me. And maybe look at it like they're mastering my mind
exactly.
right now. Do I want them to do that? You know?
It's just a question to ask yourself, but it's being aware of it. And it's so weird because I was on YouTube the other day and it was like, you know how parents say like, oh, it's that damn phone, like you've got sickness, oh, it's that phone. And there was a literal YouTube video. I think it was like I haven't watched it, it's like on my watch list, but it's like I think it's like about half an hour or something long, and it literally says it really is that damn phone. And I was like, I just like sat down. I was like it's so true. Like
Hmm.
parents, they are so right about the fact that it is the phone. It is the phone that's causing these issues. It is the phone that's causing these like loneliness and like things that these kids are feeling these days. And it's because the fact that nowadays socializing is all online. It's not
Mm.
going to someone's house. It's not meeting up with someone. It's like, let's FaceTime or let's even text. And
Yeah.
that's the socializing. People are so, I guess you could say they're not in tune with real life because
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
Hmm. And I
So
think as parents too, parents got to be careful because it's not just, I mean, the teenagers, yes, but parents are doing it as well. And so if you're doing it, then they're going to do it. And I've even heard people say like, get off your phone. And then they're like, Mom, you're on your phone longer than, how about you? It's like it's everybody, not everybody, but it's very, very out there. I mean, it's so common. And if we're asking our kids not to do it, then we better not do it. It's like,
exactly.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
struggle for sure. But being aware, and you are, which is
Yeah.
awesome. You
Yeah,
know.
I think, yeah, when you realize the kind of impact it has, like there's just little things that people can do. For example, for the first hour of your day, you don't need to check your phone. Have an alarm clock rather than using your phone as the alarm. Just put your phone somewhere else on charge, just leave it out. For the first hour of your day, do something productive. For example, like my kind of ritual is I wake up and I do this manifestation meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 10-minute meditation. It's the same one that I do every day. Um, and I listen to that and I envision my goals. And like I was gonna like show this there, but like this is my vision board for 2024. And so I'll have this in front of me
Mm-hmm.
while having like the in the back. And yeah, and I'll just look at it and envision what I would want my life to be like. And that's so powerful rather than, for the first 10 or hour of the day, you're like scrolling on social media. And that's not to say that I don't do it. Like I have plenty of times where I'm literally like, and I feel myself doing it and it's so hard to get out of it. And I'm like picking up my phone like and scrolling. And I do that so much, but it's understanding that having a routine and like having something in place is so valuable and so strong and definitely can
Mm-hmm.
be life changing.
What is the meditation that
Yeah.
you do?
It's literally it's when you type in, I'll try and find it actually right now. It's like a yellow, I literally know that it's like a yellow little um thing. Let me find it. And I also listen to frequency music as well, which is a big
Ah,
thing. So it's like, oh
oh,
gosh. I've replayed this so many times. Here.
manifest your goal in 10 minutes. Law of attraction. Oh, nice. Okay. I think I think we just did another episode.